Hello and welcome to the Journey Podcast. I'm Liv. This is David and Tony, and today we are on episode 9.
Dave, welcome.
Hello.
So we always start this out by asking you, where are you from?
I'm actually from Citrus County, Florida, where I was born and not really raised. Kind of traveled, lived in Colorado for high school and college. So that's where I kind of was the destination. And I was back here quite a bit in the summers. And I'm back here now since 2000 something.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So you
been a
traveled
while.
a lot.
Yeah, I did. I did travel a lot, actually, as a kid.
Cool. How was Colorado?
It was awesome. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah, I lived in Boulder, just outside of Boulder, called a little town called Lafayette.
Okay.
And went to college in kind of like the outskirts of Colorado, it's like Nebraska, Sydney area, called Sterling, Colorado, and then came back to Denver. Went to Denver University up there.
Yeah. What'd you study?
Business. I think everybody kind of
Wait, what?
That's a great start.
everybody thinks business.
I'm like, wait, what?
Business. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my passion is business. I'm very much into that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. I think that helps with everything. Like
It does.
in
It's
every
pretty
part of your
universal.
life. Yeah. So what was your family dynamic like? Are you the only child? Are you?
No, I'm the oldest. I have two half brothers, and my other brother. Two live in Alabama, and one lives in Tennessee. They kind of roam around too. My mom lives in Alabama.
All right. So you went to college out in Colorado, and then and how did you end up back here?
I actually wanted to come back here to join the police academy.
Okay.
And I actually did that for a little bit. I went to the police academy, took the state test and all that. But then I tried it for a little bit, and I just didn't mesh well with me. I didn't want to do it anymore, so I wanted to get back into retail and business. So I started fooling around with a lot of business ideas, and then I got back into retail.
Yeah.
And ever since, been in retail. I worked
Okay.
for Kmart for 28 years, and now I'm with TJ Maxx for 5 years.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So-
What police department did you work for?
I worked for a little bit for the Citrus County Sheriff's
Okay.
Office, and then decided to part from there and go back to retail. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
So during all this time, were you doing art then, or is this something that you started recently?
No, I started probably 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. It was actually on a dare, honestly.
Okay.
We went. I worked on a farm. Actually, I worked on a farm for many years too. When I was young, I worked in the fields with a lot of the. I worked on a tree farm actually for like when I was 13. My
Here
mom
in
was
Florida?
No, it was in Colorado.
In Colorado,
I had a
okay.
rough mom. She made you pay.
Yeah.
She made
Yeah.
you pay for stuff.
That's good.
And I actually hated it, but I worked there for probably 13, 14, 15, maybe 16. And so I learned a lot of trades there, like you had to. And I worked out in the field with a lot of the Hispanics in that I was out there in the muck of things. But I learned a lot, and I learned how to weld. I learned how to do all that kind of stuff by myself through them. No certifications or anything.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so we went to an arts and crafts show one time here in Florida with one of Lori's friends, and she's like, I like that. And I said, I could do that. And she's like, no, you can't do that. And I said, yes, I could do that if I wanted to do that. So I did it, and ever since then, I've been doing stuff.
Oh, so what was the first piece you ever made?
I made a tree. I made
Okay.
a metal tree.
Very
A
cool.
bottle tree.
Yeah. Oh, the ones that you put
Yeah.
your wine bottles
Yeah, I made a
on.
bottle
Yeah.
tree.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, farm life will do that to you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff you gotta
Yeah.
learn how to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hard knock life learning that stuff, but it was fun. I don't really.
Okay. Did you ever, like, while you were learning, did you ever injure yourself really badly?
Oh yeah, I've injured myself many times.
I'm curious about that.
I actually the worst.
Welding?
Yeah.
Yes.
Doing, yeah.
No, the worst accident you can see right here. I cut my thumb off right there, and I have a bad scar on my. This is a weird story. So my thumb got cut, and I grabbed it. And when I grabbed it, I dropped the grinder. And when I dropped the grinder, it was still on, and it traveled up my boot, and it made a hole so big I could stick my fist in my hamstring, right, whatever that's called right there.
Oh my gosh.
And the crazy part of it, Lori wasn't home. And so I blacked out because it was like a murder scene. And so luckily there was a rag, and I tied my leg up, and I grabbed my cell phone. I crawled because I couldn't get up, and I called Lori. I said, "You got to get here now." And she's like, "What happened?" I said, "Lori, I'm serious. You got it." Because she thought I was joking.
Yeah.
Because I'm always hurting myself somehow,
Yeah.
cutting. And she wasn't listening. I said, "Lori, you have to get here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she got there, and she couldn't pick me up. So I crawled to the car, and I said, "You got to take me to Ocala because I won't go anywhere in Citrus, doctor wise." So I went to Ocala.
Yeah.
And so she drove me, and she wasn't going fast. I said, "Lori, I'm gonna die."
Yeah.
I said, "Speed." I said, "Run this red light." I'm yelling at her, "Run the red light. I don't
Yeah.
care about the cops."
Safety
Yeah.
first.
So then we get to the hospital, and this lady opens the door and helps me out. And Lori goes to the park, which I don't know why no one came out. But this random lady who actually was a lady that we don't even know, she wasn't even a nurse. She gave me her wheelchair, and come to find out she was escaping from the hospital, something weird. And so I was in the chair, and she walked me in there, and then they grabbed her, and I was like, I didn't know what was going on. And
Yeah.
it was-
I'm just trying to help out.
that's what she said. I was
Yeah.
just like, so anyway, so then I got patched up. But that's my horror story.
Oh my god.
It was weird.
So, for your thumb, did they have to reconstruct it, or
No, they
just
just
stitch it up?
They just had to stitch it up because it went
Yeah.
to here.
Okay.
And it was pretty brutal.
Do you have feeling in the?
No, I don't actually.
Yeah,
Up here, I
okay.
don't, and in that leg, I don't.
God.
Yeah, it gets pretty dangerous sometimes.
Okay. Do you have a tattoo on it?
I covered it up. Yeah, I did cover it up because it was nasty.
Yeah.
So I covered it up.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that's my.
Okay, so sorry for that little detour.
No,
but
that
sounds
that's
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not awesome for you.
No,
No, it wasn't
sorry
awesome.
about
Great
that.
story. That's how most great stories start.
Yeah.
You know.
Be like this one
It was
time.
not
Oh,
good.
bro,
Yeah.
you're not gonna
Yeah,
believe
it's-
this.
There's other parts. There's other funny ones. I've had a piece of slag because I tend to wear shorts sometimes because it's so hot, and boots, and I had one kind of go down my shorts, and it kind of burnt my stuff. a
Your
little bit.
bits.
Naughty
Yeah.
bits and pits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of real. You see a man jumping around, kind of cussing a lot.
Do you do a lot of the work at your house?
I do.
Okay.
I have I wish I had a big workshop. That's the dream. But I work outside. I have 2 shed areas, an outside area, and I kind of
It's your creative space.
prone to the weather, but I'm good with it for now.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing like a good present for you would be like maybe a leather apron, maybe.
Yeah.
Or-
Well, I've just bought 2 leather aprons.
Oh, okay.
And I finally bought a shield to work a little safer,
Yeah.
which
What were you doing before?
I was.
Close your eyes.
Yeah. basically.
Nuh-uh.
Sometimes.
You stop it right
Sometimes
now.
you would. You would do that. Yeah. No, it's true.
Anytime you can borrow my little.
But I'm safety now. I'm Mr.
Yeah.
Safety now.
Yeah.
Mr. Safety.
I am after learning.
All right, so I've seen a bunch of your pieces. They're all very different. They're very creative. What inspires you for those? Do you have like an idea and like, all right, I'm gonna go try this, or do you find like a material and say, this material is talking to me. It needs to be horse, or this needs to be.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's I people give me things, I find things, I search for things in trash. I mean, I'm a big trash collector guy, and yeah. So when I see a piece, I don't really have a plan. I just find something, and it tells me a lot of things, and that's why I acquire so much stuff. If you saw my work area and sheds and storage units, it's like Sanford and Son all over. It is. It really is. I'm not lying to you. And the wife, she doesn't really care for it sometimes. But
Yeah.
my thing is, if I have it now, I have it for later, and then But I'm like we were talking earlier, many project man. That too many projects on the fire sometimes. So
Yeah. Where do you find time to usually work? Like weekends, after work, or
on my
just
days
whenever?
off,
Really?
on my
Okay.
days off, holidays, and vacation time. We don't. Fortunately, I'll take a lot of vacations because I'm always trying to do something.
Yeah.
And I tend to overextend myself a lot with things, but that's me. That's how I work better, I guess.
How did you get the idea for your little birds project?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I hate those damn things. I mean, seriously. I mean, people love them, and I'm
Yeah.
bringing them to couch sessions.
Okay.
So there'll be some there. But there's a guy that I follow on Facebook who does a phenomenal job. I mean, he makes them. I mean, they're hundreds and thousands of dollars. But I just decided, because I try to make things that people could afford and that I don't want them to be happy with. So that's the biggest thing I try to do. So I try to make less is more, but as good as possible with symmetry and all that funky stuff.
So tell me about the birds.
I make
Okay.
these birds out of spoons, and they're pretty
Okay.
common.
Yeah.
People make a lot of them, but I try to put my own little spin on them, and they're more of like a modern-looking bird. It's not too detailed, but you get the silhouette idea of
Okay.
it. So,
Yeah.
and it just resonates with people, and I think I make them affordable. I don't.
Yeah.
I try not to. I'm definitely not that guy that's going to be rich making art.
And so it's like a little sculpture that you can.
Yeah, I put them on sometimes wood or something unique
cool.
looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna bring them to couch sessions.
Good.
So I know that you work in different mediums. You do metal, you do wood, canvas too.
Yeah, I have.
I
have.
Like, what are you thinking about for couch sessions? Do you have anything in mind, or are you just gonna wake up and be like, okay, this is what I'm bringing?
Honestly, I'm making my decision tomorrow.
Okay.
I have to. I
right.
don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's gonna be awesome.
I'm just torn between. I might just do something abstract-y just to while I'm talking because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, and you've been to so many couch sessions,
Yeah.
so you kind of
Yeah.
know the
Yeah.
vibe. Like it is a creative environment, but we get so many questions.
Yeah,
it
that's-
really becomes kind of get to know the artist.
Yeah.
And while they're doing their craft, so you'll have a little
Yeah.
bit of time to produce. But even like I think most of the painters don't even have time to get
Yeah.
done with
Yeah.
their painting, and so
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the questions are gonna be loaded. On
Yeah,
this
and
one.
it's good because they get to
100%.
see you doing your craft, and
Yeah.
kinda you can
Yeah.
talk a little bit
Yeah.
about the process and stuff like that. So, but I'm looking forward to it. This, like Olivia said, this is the first time we've ever had this kind of setup, and even before we had this, we were talking, and even just this venue. So most of the venues that we select are venues that either host people regularly for one thing or another, and this is not that. You've been to shops before. This is a shop, so.
Yeah.
We
We have
reorganize
to
it,
get the
work
chairs up
around.
there. We're gonna have to go in a day early and move a bunch of the stuff around
Yeah.
inside there, which usually we transform the space that day. But his is a working shop. It's just
Yeah.
his shop. There's not like a lot of people coming in and out, so it's not gonna be.
Yeah.
But
It
it's
won't
going to
be
be
an
really
issue.
cool. I
It'll
think
be
that's
cool.
gonna bring something so unique. So just even changing the venue is going to
Yeah.
be like a really cool addition. Plus what you're doing, and,
Yeah.
and Propaganda, they're really good. They're going to be they're just going to be a perfect pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the band that you're going to be creating with is Propaganda, and he said that they are a Caribbean soul band. So this is the
Okay.
way he explained it to us, and I don't know if you've listened to any of their stuff.
I have not. I'm kind of waiting.
Dude,
I
no,
want
you
to, but
have
I,
to.
I
It's
have
If you
to.
haven't
amazing.
yet,
I haven't.
don't listen
Amazing.
yet, and then just let them do it.
That's kind of what I want to do. I was kind of just
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
just engulf the journey.
Yeah, you'll
You
love
know?
it. And Olivia was saying that she makes a list. Olivia's our talent manager, our booking agent, our event coordinator. She wears all the hats, right? So every year she kind of starts making the list of who she's going to pair with. And you were saying how you knew David was going to be doing his thing, and you needed like a metal artist or like a metal musician or something like that. And it was so funny because Rob was telling us that in his Caribbean soul music, he also plays like metal lead.
Oh,
Heavy
okay.
metal
And
soul.
yeah,
goes
and
on
so
top
does
of it.
the other
Yeah.
guitarist
Yeah.
in the band. And so
We're
she's
like,
like, well,
yep.
perfect.
Yeah.
Worked
Nice.
out. So that's going to be an interesting thing. But what do you listen to when you're in your workspace creating? Do you have like a music preference, or are you just kind of like all up in the air?
I listen to Hair Nation
Oh,
Nation?
okay.
because I'm a big XM radio guy because I have them in all my cars and I have them in my shop, and I listen to Hair Nation quite a bit. I listen to all kinds of music.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually a lot of country too because in Colorado I did some cowboy stuff. We'll say, but that's another story.
Yeah.
But I love a lot of heavy metal.
Yeah.
Not like like the Cranberries, Zombie, that kind of song. That not like my wife likes like Rat and those kind of stuff. You wouldn't think that about her,
Wow,
but
that's
she likes
awesome.
that kind of stuff.
So you
All
have a
right,
very
Lori,
dynamic
we see you,
playlist.
baby.
Yeah.
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 So that's cool. And do you always listen to music when you're
I do.
creating, or is it?
I do.
Okay.
I feel that it actually makes me think better.
Yeah.
It really does. I don't, and I feel nervous if I don't. I don't know what it is. It's really weird because if I don't, then I feel like I'm not going to do anything.
Really?
Yeah, it's just so weird to me. And I've always been that way because even there used to be when I was in college and high school, because I don't sleep a lot. I tend not to sleep, and I listen to music to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of weird, but I've always been that way.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Olivia, when did you first see one of David's works?
Art Castle.
Okay.
Yep, Art Castle. That was like during COVID. I think that was the first time I met you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, well, it's now Noma, but it was Art Castle at the time. And David and Lisa opened up their doors to artists during COVID so that we all had a space to like create and put like our stuff where people can come see it, which was really cool. And
Yeah, it was cool.
I met actually a bunch of artists during that. I met Og too.
Yeah, I think that's where. Yeah.
Og and David, and I think I think that was the start of it. And I was like, hey, who's doing these little horsey things over here? These little
Horsey things?
It's like they're like junk horses, but they're like so beautiful.
Horses? Yeah, junk horses.
Yeah.
She does it?
No.
Okay.
Like,
Trust me.
junk horse. It's like the coolest explanation. It's like stuff you would have in your like screws, like junk drawer, like mirrors and stuff. It's very steampunk, which I love steampunk stuff. So.
See, and I don't like steampunk.
Oh, I do.
Really?
I don't.
It's
I don't
so
really.
cool.
I'm like. I really don't. I don't know why. I mean, it's cool. It's definitely cool. I don't dislike it that way, but it's just not. I try to do things a little. It's close to that. It really is. I shouldn't say it's not, but I just try to do things my own way.
It's
I
a
guess.
it's a good mixture of like steampunk and like sculpture work together is what it is. Because I mean, you can take the world's ugliest lamp, which I've seen you do, and make it look like something
I do love that.
want to put in my house.
I have a lamp fetish.
Oh no!
I don't know what it. Not a weird fetish, but
Okay.
not a weird fetish.
Got a leg lamp sitting around?
No. But I don't know what it is. And Lori would tell you. It's weird. I have in my workroom. I have this little cave workroom, and if you saw it, it's scary. It's like a little tunnel to get in it. And but I have lamp parts everywhere. I find something and want to make a lamp, and it's just what I do. And
I
it's,
love lamp.
I don't know what it is. I love lamp.
Sing it.
That'd be a good shirt. I love lamp.
Yeah, I love lamp. There was a movie. What movie was that from?
I don't know. It's Will Ferrell.
Anchorman or something,
Yeah.
right?
I love
I love
lamp.
lamp.
That's me, definitely.
That's awesome. So, what are the cars? Rat rods.
Yeah.
Do you
No,
into rat rods at all?
no. I mean,
'Cause I feel like they do a lot of.
I'm
that.
into
They take-
old.
Yeah.
I'm into old cars. I like old cars, and
Yeah.
I like all that kind of stuff. Yes, but that was when I was younger. I definitely did a lot of that kind of stuff, like redoing cars and stuff like that. But as I've gotten older, I just got out of that.
Yeah. So, what's on the horizon for you?
Well, I'd like to really. I want to go bigger. I'm looking forward to possibly getting a real workshop one day soon.
Your wife would definitely appreciate
She
that. I'm
definitely
sure.
would. Definitely would. Correct.
And
And
she'll get a she shed.
yeah,
Do yourself.
she had a
Burn
little
that
she
thing
shed,
down.
but I took that over.
Yeah?
She had one of those. But I want to do something big. My dream would be to probably get something big scale in Ocala. Definitely, I'm on the hunt one day to do something with Tuscaloosa Park. And I really want to.
yeah, right.
That's my kind of my dream thing.
Yeah.
But to be that way, you have to kind of get some accreditation. So I'm kind of working myself that way. So that's
Yeah.
kind of what I want to do.
Sounds like you're on the journey to that.
Yeah, the journey's good. I mean, it's been a good year actually. I did FAFO last year, and I had a show at the Riley, which was a very good success with some other great artists.
A lot of really good things about you.
Yeah, that was great. Rich and Esteman, they're great. I learned a lot from them because I'd never done something like that. But yeah, just taking every opportunity I can, little by little, to try to show people what I do and learn more. That's why I'm interested to even go see Mitch's shop and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I like learning from people. So
You said you had a piece before. I don't know. We didn't record it, but you were saying that you entered a piece into in South Florida. And
yeah, the Sarasota Gallery. I entered a piece in there just out of a whim through some other friends' pushings and people telling me just to try something different. And I got in, which I will admit I'm pretty proud of myself on that. I usually don't say I'm proud about a lot of things, but yeah, I think that's going to be cool. Next Thursday I'll be going there just for the opening and just to hear people, a different perspective to see what people think about something. That's what I'm interested in more
Yeah.
than anything.
Is it a gallery?
Yeah, it's actually a gallery, kind of like, honestly, it's just kind of like the Brick.
Okay.
It's kind of the same function. It's a 501c, whatever they call that kind of thing. So they yeah.
Are you going to be in FAFO this year?
No,
Okay.
I I'm actually going to do a craft show. I'm going to do that World
Oh.
Equestrian Center in
Yeah.
November. That's craft show. I think Maggie's going to be in it too. Some other people, because I like to do that too. To me, that's kind of fun. I like making a bunch of crafty stuff out of wood and metal. So it's just, I don't know why I do it, but I just like doing it. But yeah.
Do you find that, I know you have a business degree, do you find that, is art your outlet or is business your outlet, or like what prompted you to do art in addition to like your job now?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I think it works hand in hand with me because I always like finding something and turning it into money per se. It's kind of weird that way.
No,
but,
it's great. You can do that.
yeah, I just like if I see something like I picked something up the other day for like, you know, I'm a big antique person too. We rent some booths in Ocala here and sell antiques.
Really?
Yeah, I'm into that too.
Where at?
At the Ocala Antiques by
Legends
Gold's Gym.
place?
Oh, yeah,
By
yeah.
Gold's Gym
Okay.
over there, and then
Oh, sure.
Wildings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wildings. So yeah, we enjoy that. I probably more than Lori, but yeah, I like taking old stuff sometimes, trying to make a new perspective on it, and then just finding something cheap enough and turning it for a profit to me is exciting.
Yeah.
That's probably the more business part of it,
Yeah.
you know, and I've always enjoyed that.
Can people get that from you direct? Like, do you have like an online store?
You know, and I've been asked that a lot. That's something, because I am not the best techie person in the world at all. But I'm kind of funneling that way to kind of do something like that because so many people have asked me, but I am just terrible at time management. Like,
Yeah.
I'm terrible at that, and even though I'm in business, and what's funny at work, I have great time management. But with my own personal things, I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Maybe
That's probably the creative side.
Well.
Well, I think I get bored.
Yeah.
Because I have to be so structured with my actual work, like my paycheck, like consistent work. But then when I'm at home and I'm doing my time, I want to be lazy and I want to
makes
just take it my
sense,
time. So that's me, I guess.
Yeah, it's your time off.
It is.
You know, so you're kind of
Yeah.
also creating at the same time, and you don't want to bring that business world
Yeah,
back into
yeah.
it. So I get it.
Also, I was watching this video the other day on Facebook and it was talking about ADD.
Yeah,
You
probably.
Those were all the signs of
Oh,
ADD.
that's not good.
Oh God.
It's like,
I'm that
Is
word.
it contagious?
If
I'm that
yeah,
word.
probably. If there's something that's really important that has to get done, like you will do it, but also things that are interesting you'll do, but then other things you just have
Yeah, that's me.
nothing. Like time is not even
No,
in
it's not.
existence. It's just far away.
Like I have someone that just asked me, like my tattoo guy, actually in Inverness, Twisted Ink. He wants me to build an electric chair for his haunted house. He's taking the old courthouse in Inverness and making it a haunted house.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Okay.
It's gonna be really cool, actually. It's in October, and
Like a working electric chair, or like
well,
they
it-
look like
a look
Okay.
no, not a real one, but a look-alike one.
I would get an antique one.
Well, it's funny you say that. Lori found like this antique hall tree, and I have literally made this thing into an electric chair, and it's kind of badass, actually.
Okay.
So
See?
it's kind of cool. It was a $50 kind of thing, and we reconstructed it to this electric chair. So
Yeah.
Wait, did you sell it to him or did you loan it to him?
no, I'm kind of I don't know what we're doing. We're doing something. So
What do they call that when something's on borrow from the artist?
Oh yeah, it's
That.
it is.
we'll probably barter more than anything.
That's
No,
good.
it's called something- yeah.
Bartering's great.
Well, I don't know. They're good people, so I don't.
That's awesome.
And that's my thing too. Is I'm kind of like Teddy a lot. Like Teddy, like our prices probably are the cheapest, and people probably get mad at us. But I would rather sometimes give you something to make you happy, and that makes me more than money. It really does.
Yeah.
And I've just been that kind of
I
guy.
went to Teddy's last show.
Yeah.
That one was so cool because he kept explaining everything.
Yeah.
And he
And I could-
explained his
So
whole
awesome.
pricing process
Yeah.
on the thing. And I was like reading him like,
And I relate.
Completely Teddy,
I
yeah.
told him that. I said I totally relate. That's me
Yeah.
and you, bro. That's the way it is.
He's
But
like,
yeah.
if I like something, yeah,
Yeah.
just put like whatever I feel like it.
Yeah,
in there. I was
that's-
like, that's more like your supplies to make this cost
It-
more
it-
than
it
what
does.
it's priced at right
It
now.
does.
Like,
It does.
What are you doing, man?
Well, I followed a guy for years, and he like said it's kind of like the hotel business. Like they want to get heads in beds. I want to get like art in places, and eventually, I mean, if it gets better and people love it and it resonates, then maybe I'll make some money out of it. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Art
feel
is
like
one of
there's
those things.
art is such a creative process, and I feel like so many people are just like, you need to scale it, you need to be able to make a living, you need to be able to do this, and some people just that's not their thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is also an outlet. So if it's an outlet for you, then sometimes adding business to it could mess it up.
Yeah.
Mess the joy up for you. Because now it's like, hey, we need 4,000 spoon birds like 2 weeks from now, and you need to deliver.
Well, and
because
I had a
we're the
lady.
Hilton.
Well, I had a lady do that.
Right.
I've had a couple people approach me. I had to make some horse trophies. I'm really into the horse thing.
Yeah.
And make horse trophies for someone. And I did that. I didn't mind doing it. And I had someone, a friend of ours, wanted like 15 or 30 crosses or something made. So I made that. And so I don't mind doing stuff like that, but I always tell people I don't have a time limit unless you absolutely need it. Then I'm probably not your guy because I don't.
Yeah. Well, that's good to preface it.
I do. I have to because, and I try my best, but I just, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100% understand.
So, do you see yourself once you're done working, doing this more full time?
Yeah.
And really kind of focusing
Yeah,
a
I
lot
mean,
more energy on it.
Yeah, I want to. That's the end goal, honestly, because I would love to. Once I situate we're going to do things backwards. Like I'm buying the property and making the shop and then doing the house thing.
No,
So it's kind of like
that's-
opposite because I'm in no rush. So I want to do that first because by the time I get all my crap out of our living areas, then I think it'll be a lot better for, especially for Lori.
Well, the other thing too is like I feel like housing has changed a lot over, especially during COVID. Like you can always get a piece of property and stick
Yeah.
an RV on it, and in the meantime while you're building your house
Yeah.
or
There we
your
go.
whatever. I know, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea, kind of.
She's an RV pusher. Ever since COVID, she redid this Shuggy Shack. Now everybody needs to live in an RV
I didn't say that.
and
It is
experience
not-
it.
is not
Set
for
up a
everyone.
drop,
I don't know if I could do
go on your property.
I have to have space.
The tightness of it.
Yeah, I don't know
it's
if I can
so
do
good.
that. I
It's
don't
like
know.
A warm blanket
I don't.
on a cold day.
I can't. I'm like a sprawler.
I love it. So there's this thing called Harvest Host. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's basically people share their space, and it's a membership organization. So you become a member of Harvest Host, and then you can take your RV and go stay on a
Somebody's
winery,
vineyard.
somebody's vineyard, or you can go to a brewery.
That's pretty cool.
We've traveled a couple times like that, and honestly, I was not. I didn't.
freaking awesome.
I didn't know anything about it, and she told me about it. I'm like, okay, it sounds great, and we did it. I was like, this is so cool. It really is. And your Shuggy Shack is on how many square feet?
200.
200 square feet, and
It's
you know,
perfect.
everything you need. I mean, long term, maybe that might be a little bit
Yeah.
tight,
Yeah.
but
I
for
could do a
an
day.
adventure,
A day.
I could do a
Yeah.
day.
I did a week.
For an
It
adventure,
was
it's
great.
perfect.
I could do it.
Yeah.
Well, an adventure, I could see that. That'd
Yeah.
be fun. Because honestly, it's funny you say that because I told Lori, I said, eventually when the retirement, I would love to go venture out places
Yeah.
with something like that.
Yeah.
Because I always, when I was a kid, I never, like my parents would go camping and go to Grand Canyon. I never wanted to do that as a
like
kid.
tent camping or like RVing?
RV.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to do that ever. But then as I've gotten older, I've think to myself, that'd be kind of cool, just maybe just temporary, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing long term.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
It's like kind of exciting though because the places that like on this website that you go to, they're so diverse and so different, and you get to meet so many different kinds of people that travel around a lot. So you kind of get helpful hints on like where to go next or whatever,
Yeah.
which is so cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I
That's how
think-
we spent the whole time in Europe, just
Yeah.
on suggestions.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
We had
cool,
no
though.
plan, just like, hey,
We're like,
you should go here. Like, okay, and we went and saw the
We'll-
Pope.
Yeah.
We'll be in like this city, like, okay, what should we do? Like, just ask the people that have been
Yeah.
around there for a second or two, and then they're like, yeah, like he was saying, like, we're not even devout Catholics, and we freaking saw the Pope.
That's
and
cool.
like people have been waiting for like weeks and weeks to go see him, or like their whole lifetime, and like it just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and the guards just went like this, put their hands on our backs, scooted us in, and the Pope was like driving by.
Yeah.
It was before he had like the plexiglass
Pointed at
around
Olivia.
his mobile.
That's cool.
It was crazy.
That's real cool.
We're
But I
like,
think that's
wow.
kind of cool doing like we do things on the whim. We don't
Yeah.
like we'll be on a vacation. They'll just say, "Well, let's go do this." Just out of the whim, just do something. I don't even care. But like my dream, like it's funny you say that with going to Europe and just with people. Like it's a weird dream actually. 'Cause, like I want to go to Ireland and I want to
That's
wear
nice.
in Scotland or especially Scotland. I want to wear like this just sounds so stupid, but I want to wear a kilt and I want to drink with the locals and just have a good time with the local Scottish or Irish people and just like.
Well, boy, do we have a connection
Yeah,
for
we
you.
I'm serious. That's
No,
like
I'm
a
not
goal.
kidding you.
So-
we went.
Yeah, Olivia. So Ocala is Twin Cities.
Yes.
With a
Yep, I know that, yeah.
Newbridge, Ireland, and we went because of my connection with the city, and it really wasn't on our bucket list or anything like that. And our trip there was life changing,
Yeah.
and the people that you meet are so warm, and it was just, and it was almost that one city off thing that I was telling you about, like propaganda.
Yeah.
Talked about. It's not this big when you're in
It's not
Dublin.
Dublin.
When you're in
It's not
Dublin, Dublin's like, okay, there's tons of tourists and there's a lot going on. But when you get into Newbridge, it's not huge tourism, so everybody that you meet is much more ready to talk to you.
That's cool.
And it's
That's
you
what
just
I
have
want.
such
Yeah.
better conversations. Like you sit at a bar and they're like, well, they know right away that you're not from there.
Yeah.
So then they get to talking to you, and then they want to introduce you to somebody else, and it's just
That's cool.
Like, you're more of a traveler and less of a tourist when you go to those places. So we will hook you
Yeah,
up with
definitely.
the Twin
For
City and
sure.
thing because you
and
would.
Laura
I would love
really
that.
Enjoy
love
that.
it.
That's like a
And you'd
weird.
be a great ambassador for the city as an artist
would-
because their art community there is
It's
so cool.
amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
In Kildare County, which is where Newbridge is, like the art galleries there, they freaking awesome. And the silver, they have
Newbridge silver,
Newbridge
yep.
silver is like the silver capital of, I guess, Ireland or whatever.
Really?
It's right there, and it's amazing. I don't know.
These things she
capital
makes
of
up.
Ireland? I guess it would be, right?
So
I
we
don't
got
know.
we have
They're
one of the
super
guys
famous for
who
it.
comes all the time, Murdy, and Olivia always introduces him as the mayor of Ireland, and people
He's
are just
not.
like,
They're
yeah,
like, okay.
yeah,
I
okay.
was like, yeah, this is mayor of Ireland. They're like, okay, cool.
So
I
they
was
just
like-
have one
like,
mayor, huh?
No, it's like he used
There's
to
a
be a
government.
mayor in Ireland at one of the thing, but I just mayor of Ireland.
Gave him a
It's
name.
fine.
Yeah, and he's great.
He's
You love him. You guys would
That's
have so
cool.
much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we can definitely make.
Yeah,
that happen.
definitely.
All right, so this is more of the rapid question or rapid fire question thing. So quick answers, just kind of getting a little insight on who you are. So do pineapples belong on a pizza?
No.
Whoa,
Thank you.
No, I can't do that.
Thank you.
like ever
No.
in the world,
No.
or like just not on Sicilian pizzas?
I just don't. I don't want fruit on my pizza.
Thank you.
You have tomatoes on your pizza?
I know, but it's actually I like white pizza more than anything.
Really?
Hey.
No tomatoes? Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not a good.
Okay.
I don't,
All right, tell us about a Ocala hidden gem.
my hidden gem is Fanger Brothers.
What?
It's like behind.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I
it's by
go.
the railroad tracks,
Yeah,
right?
I go there all the time. I find a lot of treasures there.
All right, so if you're getting away, are you going to the mountains? Or you going to the beach?
Actually, I like both, but I'm a beach guy.
Okay.
I grew up on the beach area.
So when you travel, are you aisle or window seat?
I am definitely window.
Okay.
Always a window person.
You like to see?
I like to see.
Yeah.
I can't be on the aisle.
What's one album that you own that people would be surprised?
I own Huey Lewis and the News.
Okay. Does it get regular rotations?
No,
Okay.
no.
What's your spirit animal?
I would say the lion.
The lion?
The lion.
Okay, why?
I don't know. I tend to be in my work career. I'm pretty much different than now. So I would say that's always been my go-to leadership kind of style. I'm more tell it like it is, give guidance and leadership kind of person.
Yeah.
So that's more my style.
Okay.
In your art life, have you ever met another artist that was so unusual that your brain just went to like a different place when you saw a piece of their artwork? And who was it?
Probably Ryan Newman.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I like his art a lot. He's got. I own a couple of his. I own 3 of his actually. I have one in my office up at work, and I have 2 in my house that he actually had here a while back. But yeah, his art I like because you can just get your mind thinking, and that's what I like about art. I like art that makes you think. I'm not real big into like portraits or all that kind of stuff. I just like art that feels good to me.
Well, that's really cool to hear because Ryan Newman is actually going to be co-hosting
Oh.
Couch Sessions, your Couch Sessions.
Yeah, I like Ryan a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ryan's a good guy.
That was fortuitous, wasn't it?
that's awesome.
Yeah.
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 That's awesome.
Well, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Who you recommend, another artist that you would recommend people check out? So
I like honestly the one I feel there's two artists I feel that are kind of underrated that are like phenomenal in my eyes. I have a lot of artist friends in this town, but I definitely think Teddy is probably the under. He's phenomenal, and then I definitely like
agree.
Yeah, I mean he's phenomenal. Big fan of his, and I definitely think someone who's like. I kind of call him. I shouldn't even say it. He kind of like I call him the fluffer of art. Kind of is Christopher Hirschberger.
Oh yeah, dude, I love him.
Christopher's like I lean on that kid for. He's I can call him a kid, but he's smart as hell, man. And
so good.
he can just put you over the edge on a project and help you with so many things. So he's like the fluffer of art.
That's awesome.
Artist, I should say.
Yeah. Well, definitely agree with you on both of those.
Yeah.
Teddy was funny because he was one of the first artists in the first season of Couch Sessions, and we knew Teddy as our drinking buddy at the Keep before I even knew he did art. And then Olivia told me one time, she's like, "Oh yeah, Teddy does art," and I was like, what kind of art? She's like, "He's a painter, really good painter." I was like,
amazing.
"Teddy?" And I didn't see it. Like, you just talk to him and you don't get that.
No, you don't.
He's not one of those guys that's like, "Oh, I'm an artist and
Yeah.
you check my work out,"
Yeah.
or whatever. He's just so
No, he's-
humble.
yeah.
And then even like you said, like his pricing is humble, and every time we go to one of his shows, I'm like, I gotta buy it.
Oh, yeah.
I got it. That is so cool. And one's hanging in our son's room, one's hanging in our daughter's room. We have a piece in there too. So
I just
huge
bought one
Teddy
at the
fans.
Max. Just his last show. I just bought one.
Yeah, I think we bought 2 pieces for our tiki bar room. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I
We
actually
have a ton of Teddy
Yeah.
stuff.
I actually met Teddy for the first time at Neon Dreams.
Yeah.
Did you really?
And
That was the first time you met him?
Neon Dreams, and him and EJ let me, and I think actually Jesse James actually, he was helping them do that or orchestrating. He let me put a piece in there in their Neon Dreams
Very cool.
show, and it sold there. So that's how I ended up meeting him.
That's really
Do
cool.
that.
So cool.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah,
that
it was.
A very original idea.
Yeah.
It was much needed, and that's one of the things that we're really into is coming up with art experiences
Yeah.
that are a little bit different than what you're used to. I mean, there's a lot of galleries out there. There's a lot of shows out there, and when artists and musicians kind of put their heads together and they create something original, it creates a vibe and it creates a lot more interest and builds the
Yeah.
community up with it. So.
True, definitely true. Yeah.
All right.